contemplating retirement, your 60s, you're definitely retiring, 70s or 80s if you have good health. What would you be doing? How would you be spending your time? How would you be whiling away the time, your God-given time? Because when it gets to this point and you are retired, you do have time on your hands. I'm Dr. Evelyn, and I took retirement when I was 61, 62, I think it is. My next birthday, I'll be 64. So I've also got that question. What do I do profitably this stage of my life? When you've done the career thing, you've looked after the children, many of my mates have got grandchildren, I don't, not yet. What else would you be doing with your time? This is what I'd like to talk a little bit about in today's vlog. Now, over the weekend, I've had to do two things here that I feel takes up an enormous proportion of people's time as we get older and as we advance in life. And I'm just asking myself, how useful and how profitable are those activities? And the weekend before, I happened to be at an 80th birthday party. And then, the past 2 days, I was at a funeral, a whole day at a funeral. And yesterday, I was at an engagement and a marriage. Again, whole day. Now, every time I get invited to these things, particularly the funerals, the marriage is not so bad because I feel that it's the beginning of new things and the couple will have their whole lives ahead of them. They've got time to do, change the world, put a mark on their world their way. But what is beginning to upset me a little bit, it's the funerals. The time investment that goes into the funerals, the money that goes into the funerals, the number of days over which these funerals are held, and everything else that goes on with it, the clothes that people go and make, and the shoes, the hair, the decorations, the food, the organization. It just takes a lot. And I'm just beginning to wonder whether we need to be doing this much and whether we need to be spending the little time we've got in our third stage, sunk into these query. So they've become more social events than anything else to help, support a bereaved family during a time of difficulty. I just see them as, places to go and show off, and go and dance, have a drink, do what they call a bonyo party. I'm just beginning to see how, it's always been ridiculous, but now that I'm here in Ghana, it's even more ridiculous. Now, I worked in the country, in a small UK overseas territory, just before I retired, in a place called Gibraltar. It's just the south of Spain. And I happened to be in a position where I wrote the most death certificates because of the nature of my job. I covered a lot of the difficult areas where we expect people to be dying in that area. And in Gibraltar, I tell you, people are buried within days, 2, 3, 4 days, up to about 2 weeks. Most people have buried their loved ones. No big fanfare, no hassle. As doctors, I used to find that a little bit pressurizing, a bit annoying actually, that families are on your case for you to be able to produce a death certificate when you have so much other work to do. You've got living patients that you want to see. Families want a death certificate because they want to bury their loved ones very quickly. Unlike here, where we could have funerals, bodies waiting for years. I've been told there's bodies waiting 5 years in the mortuary, waiting to be buried. I find that ridiculous. But that's not my main talk here. My main conversation is about what we are doing in the third stage of our lives. What can we do to fill our time, to make it all worthwhile for us? What is it that it's a desire that you've always had and wanted to do and never had the chance? Or what is it that if you knew you wouldn't fail, you will do it? Or that burning desire that you had as a child growing up, could have been that, I don't know, dare I say, even the lawyer or the accountant, or could I be the school teacher or build my school, or could I write the book, or for me, pick up a musical instrument? What is it that you've always wanted to do but never had a chance for whatever reason? And it could be lots of things that happen. I mean, life happens. You know that, I know that. You have children, you have husband, you've got brothers and sisters, you've got aunties, cousins. There's always things happening, life happens, and then consequently, your needs as an individual gets pushed to the back, particularly if you're a woman and you've got family. Your needs, your private needs get pushed to the back whilst you help support other people's needs. And at this point, when all those priorities are gone, really, the house is empty, the career is over or almost over, what is it that you want to tackle headlong? Is it that you want to be a bit of a coach or a mentor to younger people? Do you want to mentor people who are starting off fresh? Only recently we had a list of new doctors and pharmacists from my old school, Ebury Girls Secondary School. They call it Ebury Girls High Senior School, or I don't know the new name they call it. They've just graduated. I'm thinking, is there anything we can help these young, beautiful graduates who have come into the workforce? Is there anything that we can do to help them establish themselves and get them started in the right direction, so they don't make some of the mistakes that I made? And the mistakes I made, plenty, a lot of mistakes, too many actually. Maybe one day I'll be brave enough to share a video of some of my failures, because we do know, we've been told that in our failures, if we look at our failures, we look at it positively, we can turn them around for our good. So yes, what can we do differently? How can we help the younger generation, not the people entering into the workforce, the people replacing us in the workforce? How can we help them become better people themselves, and better at the jobs they do, and better influence other people around them? I.e., how can we get them to lead their lives better? They become leaders and they lead other people. So what are you doing in your third stage? What else can you be doing to fill up your time, so that you're not just hanging around, I don't know, on social media and not knowing what to do? And I've got another ulterior motive. I always do. So I love traveling, and I love traveling simply because my first passion has always been geography. I love the mountains, and I love the rivers, and I love the people, the kind of food they eat, and the languages, and why they speak the languages they do, and how the people are distributed in the countries, and all that kind of stuff. I love that. So I travel to be able to fulfill that side of me. So this is one thing I do. I'm hoping to be doing a bit more in the third stage of my life. And if you love traveling, let us hook up and let's plan some travel together. So my question to you, as you listen to me, if you stay this long, thank you so much for listening to me. If the conversation is a kind of conversation that you would like, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel, clicking on the notification bell, so that as I produce my videos, and I do them regularly, you get notified. And why don't you also join me on the live? So and then send me the questions on the kind of things we can talk about, so that together we can grow, we can develop, we can fill our lives with meaningful and useful things that we want to do to feel fulfilled and achieved, and things that will help you work your purpose, your God-given purpose. What is it that you've been wanting to do along that it's never happened? Leave me some comments, and I'll see you on the next video.